of Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon. Secretary Dizon, good morning. It's been years.
Yes.
It's been
a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations. But before kita makongratulate, you submitted your resignation. Ano ka ba, retained? Ano ba
Hindi pa po natin alam. Hinihintay po natin ang desisyon ng ating Pangulo. Pero sabi naman ng Pangulo natin na tuloy-tuloy kang ang trabaho. So yun po ang ginagawa natin.
Kasi kakaapoint ka lang, tapos nag-resign ka. Hindi ka naman affected.
No, I think the President made it very clear last week that he wants government to start focusing on the people. And his cabinet has to follow that. And the first instruction was for us to all submit our courtesy resignation. So we followed that as well. And but in the meantime, we keep on working. But I think the President's statements last week, starting with his interview and then with the actions later on during the week, send a very, very strong message to all officials of government that the President means business, and he really wants all of us, from cabinet down, to really focus on the most immediate needs of our people.
Okay, and speaking about that, you had an early morning, you were up at 3 a.m., and you were here at 5 a.m. with Move as One. Okay, what exactly did you do this morning? You were walking EDSA at 5 in the morning.
Yes.
Okay.
We got invited po. Inimbitan tayo ng Move as One Coalition. This is a civil society group of different organizations who want to put commuters first.
Okay.
And they invited me to do a walk of EDSA from Ayala Avenue, and they would walk all the way to Monumento. So that's roughly about 20 kilometers.
Yeah.
Mahaba yun. No? Nasamahan ko po sila for the first 5 kilometers from Ayala hanggang lapas ng Shaw Boulevard, no? Before I came here. And I think it's very important for government officials like myself to really know how it feels and experience what thousands of people experience every day on
At anong
EDSA.
naranasan mo kaninang umaga? Sa totoo lang.
Delikado pong maglakad sa EDSA. Yun ang naranasan ko. No, marami pong mga areas na talagang pwede kang tamaan ng motorsiklo, ng sasakyan. Hindi po talaga safe. So I think napaka-importante po yung ginawa namin kanina ng Move as One, dahil not only does it raise awareness about how important it is to keep pedestrians safe on our roads, but lalong-lalo na ngayon mag-a-announce po kami ng plano para sa EDSA Rebuild. No, at masasabi ko po sa lalong-lalo na pinag-utos ng Pangulo, the President clearly told all of us, DOTR, DPWH, MMDA, and all the other agencies, that the priority of rebuilding EDSA is to make our people safe, make our pedestrians safe, our commuters safe.
Okay, so
and make it comfortable and make it convenient to travel across EDSA every day.
So this would be a BBM, a Marcos legacy. If there's such a change, what would you rebuild in EDSA? And be specific, anong magbabago?
The President said we have to build better more.
Okay.
And this is, I think, the perfect example of build better more. EDSA is the epitome of how our roads don't work well. I think we have to say that.
Yeah.
We have to call a spade a spade. And the President has realized that. And he has made the very bold and decisive step of not just rehabilitating EDSA, not just doing the usual patchwork, reblocking, which has actually caused all of these problems for decades. He has made the decisive move of rebuilding EDSA for the better.
What will it look like?
So we will show that later.
Yes,
DPWH will show that later.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is, first of all, we need to make EDSA friendly to everyone that uses it. And I'm not just talking about motorists. We're going to, first of all, DPWH is going to asphalt the entire EDSA from north to south.
Wow!
Naka-asphalto na po yan.
Oo.
So, hindi na po yan lubak-lubak ngayon.
Pero gagawa ka ng bago. Na-asfalto ulit? Re-asphalting?
No. They're going to remove the concrete because it's old and it doesn't work anymore. Kasi kung nga, tatapagan mo lang yan asfalto, magka-crack na naman yan, lulubak-lubak na naman yan. So we really need to change the entire concrete structure of EDSA, and that's what DPWH will do. But apart from that...
do that? Phases?
Yes, lane by lane. lane by lane.
Wow. How
It's
many
like
lanes
in-
are there? I mean, I think there are four, six.
in some parts there are 5, in some parts there are 4.
Okay.
Iba-iba po, no, depending on where you are. But apart from fixing the road for the motorists, I think we also have to think about the pedestrians.
Agree.
And the commuters.
No.
No, that's why even during the EDSA rebuild, the busway carousel will remain, and it will remain dedicated.
Oo.
That, I think, sends a very strong statement from the president to the commuting public that the commuters are the most important users of EDSA.
So yan yung last na i-rehab, yung carousel.
No, yun ang una.
Ayun ang una,
Yun ang
hindi
una.
saan sila dadaan.
We will move to the outer ring.
I see, second.
So
okay,
we will move.
but how could you make EDSA bigger? How?
Well, you really can't make it bigger because, I mean, you're already
yun na yun.
limited by the buildings there and by the private establishments along EDSA. But you can also make it more pedestrian friendly.
How?
And that's, I think, what I personally experienced today. And again, the president said, make it more friendly to commuters and to pedestrians. So I think we are in a position now to really make EDSA walkable and safe for pedestrians. And I think that's the plan. And I will share that also, my experience with Secretary Manny Bonoa and Chairman Don Artes later when I see them at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so this is gonna be hard. The traffic will be banned. What are you gonna do to make sure pumayag na ang San Miguel, no? Does it mean Skyway will be toll-free?
Well, first of all, we're not going to sugarcoat this.
Uh-oh.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult especially for motorists.
Yeah.
But the president said while we're doing that, while we're rebuilding EDSA, we need to find ways to make it a little less difficult, especially for motorists. So we're going to be announcing later, together with MMDA and DPWH, the initial interventions that we want to do. And I've already announced some of them on the part of the OTR. And one of the major ones is to find out an alternative to EDSA. And the best alternative to EDSA right now is the Skyway, Stage 3.
Agree.
And I think we are going to be able, with the help of San Miguel Corporation, to find a way to make toll free muna while we are rebuilding EDSA. It's not going to be free for San Miguel. There's going to be cost to that. But we're going to have to find a way through the Toll Regulatory Board to find a way to give San Miguel some reprieve for the lost revenue from the free toll while we're rebuilding.
Okay. Now, the Philippines is playing catch up when it comes to transpo all over Asia. I mean, I was at Lao and they have a high-speed train. So I'm going to ask you right now, the subway, it's ongoing.
Yes.
Do you have challenges with the subway?
Huge challenges. First of all,
Until now.
a subway is not easy to build. In some countries, it takes decades to build a subway. But because of modern technology, especially now that we're using Japanese technology, you know what they call these tunnel boring machines, which makes it which is faster to do.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of problems, especially with right-of-way acquisition.
Yun nga.
And that has been what's plaguing this project for the last couple of years
What
since
are
it
you
started.
doing?
So right now, we're trying to streamline the process. The president has ordered us to find a way to streamline the process of right-of-way acquisition and really to make it easier to acquire the land that we need.
Hindi pa rin?
Ang dami. There were 4 or 5 major issues, in some of them near Cubao, in Anonas.
Yeah.
There was a problem in White Plains, Katipunan. There's currently still a problem in Ortigas, the Metro Walk area in front of Meralco, and there are also some problems towards the BGC area.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely, we're trying to solve those problems. And out of those 5, we've actually solved 3 of them already, just in the last 3 months. So we're very happy that the private owners have become more cooperative, which made it easier for us to turn over the land to our contractors that are already there, to our Japanese contractors.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think we can move faster.
Okay.
But it's still going to take a long time.
I was going to say,
It's
this
still
is
gonna
not
take a
going to
long time.
finish during Marcos's time.
No, the entire subway, but hopefully we can finish 1 or 2 stations.
Para makita.
So that people can already see that this is real. Because, when you think of a subway, tama po yung sinabi ng Presidente last week, no? Sinabi niya, pag iniisip ng taong subway, parang ang layo pa eh. No? And maraming mga problema ngayon na kailangan natin solusyonan muna. But if we are able to finish 2 stations before the end of the President's term, I think that will really build a lot of confidence in our people that this can actually get done and we can actually finish.
Okay, now